A co kurwa?
Where you at, McNuggets? You I'm gonna kick your ass. You better come and defend that belt. Defend your fake.
And that's one thing about Pettis. He can finish anything.
They strutted into the ring with confidence, hands down, grinning ear to ear, mocking their opponents like victory was already theirs. Laughing off punches, dancing, daring their rivals to hit them. It looked like a show. Until it turned into a nightmare, because in the brutal world of combat sports, arrogance isn't just risky, it's deadly. A single mistake, a dropped guard, one punch, that's all it takes to turn the cocky into the unconscious.
You see Mitchell took the center.
Sometimes you don't even need a punch. Today we're counting down the moments when overconfident fighters pushed their luck too far and paid the ultimate price. Some got humbled, some got humiliated, and some never recovered. These are the times when cockiness met cold, hard reality in the form of a brutal knockout. At UFC 162, Anderson Silva entered the octagon as the dominant middleweight champion. Cocky, confident, and seemingly unbeatable. Chris Weidman, the undefeated challenger, came in with no fear and zero respect for Silva's legacy.
On July 6th, when we step in that cage, he's going to have respect for me.
In interviews, Weidman made it clear that he intended to take Silva down. Silva smirked and dismissed him.
Maybe all the fights in the UFC talked, oh my gosh, Anderson win one more time. Jesus. Maybe the guys, I told you, Anderson know the best. I told you, Weidman kick your ass.
Mocking the idea that Weidman might be the next name added to the list of those who thought they could take him down and failed. The tension wasn't just hype, it was personal. During the fight, Silva did what he always did. His laid-back strut didn't faze his opponent at all. Silva paced in circles like a predator stalking his moment, all while radiating total psychological dominance. Taunting, dancing, hands down, mocking Weidman in front of the world. He dared him to strike.
This is why he's so special. He's not even attempting to take him down. This is a huge mistake.
The commentators are baffled, wondering why Weidman isn't engaging, but they don't yet realize what's coming for Silva. Weidman is studying, calculating. He's a smart strategist, and making a mistake on the ground could cost him. He doesn't know what to expect from Silva, who's moving carelessly, recklessly, not giving much thought to his actions. And that is only an advantage for Weidman. And then, karma hit. Weidman landed a perfect left hook. Silva dropped instantly. The arena fell silent. The king was dethroned.
Just knocked Anderson Silva out cold. He got silly, he didn't respect his opponent, and he paid for it with his consciousness.
Weidman proved to everyone what he's truly made of. Beating Silva was no easy feat. You can't call Anderson a bad fighter. Arrogant, yes, but undeniably skilled. He didn't need to calculate every move. He felt the fight, sensed when he could take risks. But something went off script in this one. Humans make mistakes. That's natural. But this mistake shattered the perception built around him. Remember how it all started? Losing was the worst possible outcome to this story. When you mock your opponent, you take on the responsibility to win. Not just win, but win decisively. You're betting everything on your own dominance.
Left hook, and he pretends to be hurt. But this one hurts. Boom! On the chin. Anderson's hurt. That one finishes him off. He's out cold. Look at that.
In 2002, two warriors stepped into the ring. Mickey Ward, a blue-collar brawler with a granite chin, and Emmanuel Augustus, the unorthodox showman with unpredictable rhythm and endless heart. From the start, this wasn't just another fight. It was personal, and both men knew it would be a war.
Like I said, I'm in condition, and I'm going to take him the hell out of there. I don't want to be there all day.
The tension was real. Pride, toughness, and respect were all on the line. What began as a fight to stay relevant in their careers quickly morphed into something far more brutal and unforgettable. Neither Emmanuel Augustus nor Mickey Ward came in with titles, but both entered the ring with something to prove and everything to lose. Once the bell rang, the talking stopped. What followed was pure violence. Non-stop exchanges, brutal body shots, and relentless heart from both sides.
Holding his head real well. But he
Ward pressed forward with his trademark grit. Augustus answered with slick counters and raw toughness. No defense, no backing down, just war.
Everything you can. Burton's a tough, durable stop.
When it was over, Ward took the narrow decision. But in truth, there were no losers. This wasn't just a fight. It was a 15-round masterpiece, one of the greatest battles boxing has ever seen.
Because he's moving his hands. He's not just going defensive.
At Bellator 221, two welterweights stood on opposite ends of style and mentality. Michael Venom Page, flashy, undefeated, and full of swagger.
For me, movement is my biggest weapon.
Douglas Lima, cold, composed, and dangerous, with championship pedigree. In the build-up, their eyes locked. Page struck his signature stance, a showman through and through. Lima didn't flinch. He didn't need theatrics. His power spoke for him. The tension in that final stare-down said everything words couldn't. This wasn't hype, this was war, and both men knew it. Fight day was something everyone was waiting for. The moment was being talked about everywhere. Early on, Page danced and darted, landing sharp shots. The crowd roared. But Lima stayed patient. Then it happened. Page lunged forward.
Right hand on the top of the head just staggers what occurs here.
Lima swept his leg. Page dropped, and in a flash, boom! A thunderous uppercut. Lights out. MVP was down. All the flair, all the flash, stopped by one perfect punch. Douglas Lima didn't just hand Page his first loss. He reminded the world what real power looks like.
Video game, well, it was Lima who just mashed him on his button. The Phenom.
At UFC Fight Night 135, James Vick and Justin Gaethje stood across from each other, both hungry, but only one was truly ready for war. Vick was confident, taller, and vocal. Gaethje, silent but dangerous.
Fuck Justin, yeah, that's true. You win, Gaethje, yeah, of course I'm gonna win. I'm gonna knock him out. He ain't making it past 2 rounds. The way he fights, jump me, knockout, yeah, for sure. Like, you know, that dude's open for any strike I want to land. I think I can hit it on him. Blessing in disguise. This fight is really for the fans. They will tune in to see that Century Bob gets smashed. Yeah, I mean, this isn't gonna be no fight of the night. It's gonna be a knockout of the night. Really work. I'm gonna knock this dude out within 2 rounds. He's gonna come hard, and he's gonna come fighting hard, and he's not gonna just he's not just gonna stay on the outside. He's gonna take chances. So it's he takes tons of damage. So I'm gonna catch him on his chin and put him to sleep.
I'm not the Homer Simpson of MMA like you are, bro. I'm not gonna take a beating, but you will get knocked the fuck out. You take 10 significant strikes per minute. That's 50 shots a round. That you ain't lasting 3 rounds of me taking all that beating like that. You're 29 years old and you're 29 years old and you're punch drunk and slurring when you talk, bro. So you're getting knocked out. No, I'm not gonna stand like a retard and fight the.
You're gonna run like a bitch.
But you are gonna get slept. You're gonna get knocked out within 3 rounds for sure.
Vick came into the fight with supreme confidence, boldly labeling Gaethje as a highlight reel punching bag and declaring himself the elite-level striker who would expose Gaethje's wild style. He didn't hold back in interviews, calling Gaethje a CTE machine and mocking his tendency to take damage. His tone was cocky, calculated, and unrelenting. But Gaethje, he wasn't rattled. He was boiling. The normally affable brawler turned cold and focused, promising violence in return. He didn't fire back with long-winded insults. He kept it simple, intense, and personal. His silence said more than words. At the final stare-down, you could feel the energy shift. Vick was still talking. Gaethje was just staring through him. The tension wasn't promotional. It was real. Both men were walking into the octagon with something to prove, but only one would leave with their words justified. From the opening bell, Gaethje marched forward with controlled chaos. Then, just minutes in, brutal right hand over the top. Vick stiffened, collapsed, out cold. All the trash talk, all the insults, erased in one violent moment.
Sticks the landing once again.
Slept it. Big overhand right. Justin Gaethje's out of the cage.
Justin Gaethje didn't say much before the fight, but his fists did all the talking in the end.
Jamie's not doing well. Doctors are working on him right now. He needs to sit down and relax.
And his opponent across
At the Alamodome in 2013, Adrian Broner walked in undefeated, flashy, and full of swagger, a self-proclaimed heir to Mayweather. Marcos Maidana, gritty, rugged, and overlooked, but ready for war. In the build-up, Broner disrespected Maidana at every turn.
When I hear that Keith Thurman want to fight me, he's supposed to. Who don't want to be where I'm at? I don't get mad when a lot of people want to fight me. Everybody want my throne right now.
Mocking his style, laughing at his English.
He's being respectful because I can't talk shit to somebody who don't speak English.
Calling him slow and sloppy, but his nervousness was plain to see, even without trying.
I'm gonna beat his ass, for sure. And then we could be friends after that, but that's gonna happen.
His voice trembled, whether from the weight of his own ego, which he kept feeding with jabs at the Argentine, or, as some witnesses claimed, from a deeper fear, the fear of not living up to his own words. Maidana didn't talk. He just smiled. But behind that silence was bad intent. The tension was thick. Pride, ego, and reputation, all on the line. From the first bell, Maidana came out swinging. A left hook dropped Broner early. The crowd erupted. He kept coming. Relentless pressure. Big shots, dirty clinches.
Along the ropes, wanting to clinch.
Broner tried to dance, tried to survive, but Maidana wouldn't let him breathe. By the final bell, the hype was gone. Broner had been beaten, badly. All the talk, all the arrogance. Broken down by pure aggression and heart. Marcos Maidana didn't just hand Broner his first loss. He humbled him. Though both fighters made it to the final bell, the Argentine won by a landslide on the scorecards. The crowd wasn't shy. They gestured toward Broner, letting him know exactly what they thought. He had embarrassed himself in front of a massive audience, not just with his performance, but with all the words he couldn't back up.
I expect a good, clean fight.
Naseem Hamed entered the ring undefeated, a world champion with a record of knockouts and a reputation built on pure flash. From backflips to flying robes, Prince Naseem didn't just fight, he performed. And for years, no one could touch him. Marco Antonio Barrera wasn't there for the show. He wasn't dazzled by Hamed's antics or the hype. He came to fight, and he came with a plan.
Barrera. But I think it's easier than a lot of people's talking about. So I don't think he's going to show or prove himself or prove anything in that fight.
What do you think will happen?
Because Barrera's already been knocked out twice by Junior Jones, while Junior Jones was not at his best.
In the lead-up, Hamed was his usual self, cocky, loud, and dismissive. He promised to knock Barrera out and claimed the Mexican warrior was too slow, too basic, and not on his level. Barrera didn't engage in the trash talk. There was no need for mind games, only focus. He believed that aside from training, nothing else mattered when it came to proving a point. No interviews, no showboating, no hints of self-admiration. His archive, purely training. From the opening round, the tone was set. Barrera didn't fall for the feints or the showboating. He controlled the distance, shut down Hamed's rhythm, and punished him with precise counters. The power punches never came. The dominance wasn't there. Hamed, for the first time, looked confused. Barrera wasn't just winning. He was dismantling the myth. And in the 12th round, with the crowd stunned, he even drove Hamed into the turnbuckle and held him there. A symbolic moment of total control. All the flair, all the confidence, shut down by discipline, patience, and brilliance. Marco Antonio Barrera didn't just hand Prince Naseem his first loss. He exposed him, and the Prince never returned to the ring again.
I think I have no problem with that.
Antonio Barrera.
This is Ronda Rousey, the face of women's MMA, the undefeated champion, the global icon. She didn't just win fights, she destroyed opponents. First round arm bars.
Wow, right down! Look at that! Oh, man. What happens, Ronda wants to make it happen quickly. There's the arm. There it is, all over!
Walk-off knockouts. Rousey seemed unstoppable. Her opponent? Holly Holm, a quiet, focused former boxing world champion stepping into the biggest fight of her life. In the build-up, Rousey was ruthless. She mocked Holm's experience, questioned her mental strength, and called her too nice to survive the pressure. Rousey promised to make it look easy. Holmes said little. Calm and composed, she kept repeating the same words. Stay focused, stick to the plan. It wasn't trash talk. It was a warning. The opening bell rang. Rousey came out aggressive, relentless, charging forward like she always did, smothering, suffocating, ready to dominate. But Holm didn't break. She moved, she measured, she made Rousey miss and made her pay. Sharp footwork, clean counters, a stiff left hand that snapped the champion's head back. Rousey looked frustrated, slower, off balance. This wasn't the script. Holm stayed calm, stayed composed. She didn't brawl. She dissected.
Wow.
And then, the moment. Rousey rushed in again, wild, desperate. Holm slid out of range, planted her feet, and threw it. A high kick, left leg, lightning fast. It landed flush. The noise of the crowd vanished.
UFC Bantamweight Champion!
Time seemed to stop, and the unthinkable happened. The queen fell, the reign ended, and Ronda Rousey, the most dominant woman in MMA, was no longer invincible.
She just fought the perfect fight.
This wasn't just a title fight. This was personal. Two former teammates, two bitter rivals, two elite bantamweights with history, pride, and legacy on the line. Cody Garbrandt, the undefeated champion, the knockout artist, the young star who dismantled Dominic Cruz with footwork and flair. Fast hands, bad blood, no fear. TJ Dillashaw, the former champ, the outcast, accused of betrayal, painted as a snake, but beneath it all, a technician, a sniper in motion. And he was coming to reclaim what he believed was his.
Yeah, right. Yes, trust me, you better. I find it hilarious. I'm just gonna smile at the guy, and I'm gonna punish him the night we fight.
The buildup was pure venom.
What's up with that interview you did, dude?
Which one?
That one where you're talking. What exactly are you?
Which one?
I'm gonna cut your head off.
Guarantee. You should thank me for your job,
Dwayne, sit the down, dude. You are trying to be a
Be cool with
sit
it.
down.
No one else is getting out. No one else is getting out. Sit down.
I'm sitting down too. You sit down.
Let's be cool.
Jesse's dying over there.
The fight's already set, right?
Yeah, let Jesse.
Hiram's thirsty.
Garbrandt came out sharp, explosive, confident. He was throwing such powerful combinations that the entire crowd erupted in applause. The commentators were shouting, and this was only the beginning. Late in the first round, he landed a devastating right hook that dropped Dillashaw.
Much as these guys don't want to be considered the same, they do have that same fighter.
Big knockout for Cody!
The crowd erupted. Cody pointed, smiled, moments away from sealing the deal, but Dillashaw survived. Second round, everything shifted. A head kick wobbled Garbrandt.
Mixing the attack, then right here, another one of these exchanges. Boom! Big right hook by TJ Dillashaw. Drops Cody Garbrandt.
Then came the storm. A right hand, clean, final. Garbrandt hit the canvas. Dillashaw followed with punches. The ref stepped in. Just like that, Cody Garbrandt was no longer undefeated, no longer a champion. TJ Dillashaw stood tall, screaming, vindicated. This wasn't just a title win. It was revenge. It was redemption. It was the night TJ Dillashaw silenced the doubters and reclaimed his throne.
Bantamweight champion of the world, TJ.
This was supposed to be a homecoming, a celebration. Julian J-Rock Williams, fresh off the performance of his life, outclassing Jarrett Hurd to become unified champion, was back in Philadelphia, back in front of family, friends, and the city that raised him. The banners, the lights, the legacy, all of it pointed to a triumphant night. Across the ring stood Jason Rosario, a quiet, unheralded challenger from the Dominican Republic. No one gave him much of a chance. Just another name on J-Rock's title reign. But Rosario didn't come for the story. He came for the belts. From the opening bell, the fight was physical. Sharp jabs, punishing hooks, inside warfare. Williams started well. Crisp combinations, tight defense, dictating the pace. But Rosario didn't go away. He stood his ground, and with every round, his confidence grew. Then, everything changed. A stiff jab, a crushing right hand. Williams was hurt badly. He tried to hold, to recover.
For a second, but he recovered quick and put pressure back on.
But Rosario smelled blood. He unleashed a savage flurry. Hooks, uppercuts, body shots. A right hand snapped J-Rock's head back. A jab buckled his knees. Then came the finish. A brutal series of punches that left Williams slumped on the ropes, dazed, defenseless.
He's trying to hold on, and down he goes, trying to clutch for the kill.
The referee jumped in. The hometown dream was over. Silence in Philadelphia. Shock on the faces of the crowd. Jason Rosario had just pulled off one of boxing's biggest upsets. He didn't just win the belts, he tore up the script. The unknown challenger, the underdog, the man no one saw coming, had just become world champion. And there you have it, some of the most unforgettable moments where arrogance met its match. Fighters who walked into the ring or cage with their heads high, their guards low, and their egos sky high, only to be sent crashing down in front of the world. Whether it's taunting an opponent mid-fight, dancing with your hands down, or calling someone a bum during the press conference, the fight game has a way of humbling even the most confident. And the truth is, in combat sports, confidence is necessary. But there's a razor-thin line between confidence and cockiness. When you disrespect the power of your opponent, when you believe you can't be touched, that's usually when reality hits the hardest. Sometimes it's a crisp right hook. Other times it's a head kick, a flying knee, or a perfectly timed counter left.
Anderson. Oh, he got hit!
And just like that, the smirk disappears, the crowd erupts, and the ego goes silent. We've seen legends fall, rising stars derailed, and internet trash talkers go viral for all the wrong reasons. But that's part of what makes combat sports so raw, so real. It's not just about who has the better record or louder mouth. It's about who shows up ready to fight, to adapt, and to respect the danger in front of them. So, what can we learn from this? Maybe it's not just about fighting. Maybe it's about life. Never underestimate someone because they're quiet, unassuming, or unranked. Never let your own hype blind you from reality, because the moment you do, someone will be there to remind you what humility feels like. Which moment shocked you the most? Was it Anderson Silva finally getting caught after years of taunting? Or maybe James Vick finding out the hard way why you don't call Justin Gaethje basic? Let us know in the comments. We read everyone. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you love brutal knockouts, raw highlights, and no-nonsense storytelling, make sure you subscribe. We've got plenty more coming. Because in this sport, the next cocky fighter is always just one mistake away from going viral for all the wrong reasons. This is fight culture. This is reality. And this is what happens when cocky fighters get knocked out.